Alright, what is up guys, this is Cobb and welcome to a quick tour of the Phantom Ray unit, very recently added to the Mechabellum test servers. Let's see how this unit rocks and rolls, shall we? So it's a very short range, kind of hard-hitting burst fire unit. Actually, as you can see, firing pretty fast-to-fire missiles, which leads me to conclude that I want to go ahead and test this against anti-missile tech and see how effective anti-missile tech is at preventing the damage of the Phantom Rays. We're going to be going through all of the tech options available to the unit. I have the most interesting ones equipped on the test server right now. And definitely the most interesting of these, for me at least, has got to be the Stealth Cloak, which I'll read out just now because you guys can't see it behind my enormous cranium. It reads, the Phantom Ray's attack increases by 40% and it is cloaked by default. What does cloaked mean? Kind of like a new keyword. Phantom Ray cannot be targeted by the enemy while cloaked, but will reveal itself when attacking. And so the first thing I want to test out with this right away is when the cloak activates on the Phantom Ray, will it kind of break any targeting locks that the enemy has on the Phantom Ray? So if we have like a marksman behind here, then the Phantom Rays enter into cloaked mode. While being shot at by the marksman, will that kind of disjoint the marksman's targeting? Or once they've been target acquired and are being actively attacked by a unit, can that unit no longer break targeting? You know what I'm saying? Let's give that a go, man. And while I'm at it, I apologize if my voice is a little bit grainy, man. Dude, it's been a rough few days, dude. Oh my god, you might notice that there's been no videos on the channel recently. Yeah. Been a little bit under the weather, but as you can see, man, the cloak is now activated. The marksman is not able to target despite having a range upgrade here until these guys start shooting. I did also rank them up to a level 5, and so I'm more just curious is once they kill these nerds just here. Oh my god, the marksman is actually losing targeting. They're actually juggling targeting already, right? So if they enter into stealth mode for just a second, the marksman was actually kind of jumping between targeting these guys. And so, yeah, it doesn't matter if a unit already has these guys kind of target acquired. As long as they're dipping in and out of stealth cloak, it does actually disjoint the targeting of ranged units, which is just as well because this unit needs tricks in the book like that, because like I say, the range on these guys is exceptionally low, sitting at 65 by default, thus making range enhancement ridiculously powerful on these guys, right? That's effectively doubling their range just about. Speaking of which, I think the next thing I would like to test out real quick would probably be the missile defense, so we're going to go ahead and pick up range on these guys, and I'm just going to set up the enemy side of the battlefield real fast. And okay, that will about do it as a baseline test, and then I want to test out the anti-missile techs. I don't know, like the various forms of anti-missile tech, but let's see if with plus range. Ooh, so it's able. Okay, alright. That's quite surprising. That's quite surprising, man. So some of the missiles are now making it through there, but the fangs close the gap just a little bit. But if you go range enhancement on the Phantom Rays, then a single missile sentry turret did a pretty okay job at shooting down the missiles before these guys got super close. Okay, so the missiles are really quite fragile based on that. Let's try it out with a couple packs of Mustangs instead. Alright, so testing out the Mustangs, I picked up range enhancement as well as missile intercept, and let's see what kind of job they do in protecting the fangs. Oh, not a whole lot. Okay, a little bit of job. But then, interestingly, okay, man, they're doing, like, pretty okay. They're doing pretty okay, to be honest. Yeah, they bought these fangs quite a lot of time. Okay, so the stangs are actually the stangs are pretty effective overall. I guess because there's 3 different sources of missiles coming out, the stangs, as long as they meet these guys sort of head on, then they do a pretty good job at delaying the crap out of these Neds. Okay, man, that's interesting. So, that's like an extra point up for the Mustang missile interceptor. They seem to do a pretty decent job of shooting these guys down. From what I can tell, the like the missile health, if you like, on these Phantom Rays makes it just a little bit easier than some other missile types in this game for opponents to shoot them down, which makes sense because these are quite fast-moving missiles, so that's kind of fair enough. The next tech I do want to try out, if I just go into the testing ground tools real quick, I think I want to go ahead and try out the oil bomb attack as well. Because this is kind of unique, man. This thing, it's like, what, some kind of like oil, I don't know, oil missile, that kind of, it's got like the coolest little missile animation, 180 meter range, which is just lovely. And yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how and if the Mustangs are able to shoot this down just as effectively as well and kind of get a judge for its like projectile health, if that makes sense too. So let's run this one out real fast. 180 meter range, it should go off pretty quickly. And check out this little animation, bro. Oh my god. Ooh, the Stangs were not able to stop that in the slightest. That is interesting. The Stangs were not able to stop that, not even close, actually. Okay, let me try that with a couple packs of Stangs. Very, very cool little tech idea, by the way. Like, you can just imagine having 2 or 3 packs of these guys sort of on your backline. Because they're quite short range, your Phantom Rays, you're probably looking at having, like, mostly Crawler Chaff on your backlines and Crawler Chaff, like, in the middle kind of areas, like second wave of Chaff and stuff like that. Just to keep the Phantom Rays alive and comfortable as they come on in. But if you can keep them alive and keep on getting off these sticky oil bombs throughout a round, oh my god, man. Like, even if you haven't got any fire on your side of the map, I feel like you could have a pretty good time with that. Let's go ahead and switch sides once again. I'm just going to go ahead and drop down a couple of extra packs of Mustangs here. And we'll give this a run out. Okay. Couple more packs of Mustangs a little bit further forwards. Let's see. Does the oil bomb still get to land? Ooh, okay, so they're able to shoot them down, man, if you've got enough missile defense. They're not, like, impervious as hell, but 1 pack of Stangs was not able to get the job done. Okay, so it looks like about maybe 1.5 packs of Stangs can do a fairly decent job. Maybe a couple. 3 have got it completely covered. Okay. Alright, man. Still love that tech on the Phantom Rays. For me, that is the coolest tech, to be honest. Even cooler and probably got more potential, for me at least, than the Stealth Cloakman. The Sticky Oil Bomb on the Phantom Rays, very, very cool and impressive indeed. Now for the memes, man. This is the big one. Burst mode on the Phantom Rays. Each attack launches 10 missiles instead, but you double your reload time. And I mean, what better to try this out against than an enemy giant unit? So let's go ahead, hit enhanced range and stuff. Imagine that we're in like a later game round. Let's do this, man. In fact, let's just try this out for now, at least, against like a very, very suboptimal comp. I'm assuming that none of these missiles are going to be... Okay, so a decent amount of the missiles still make it through the missile defense, but the Stangs, interestingly, are able to shoot down, I don't know, roughly half of the missiles. The fact that we've still got some fangs left alive after these missile salvos is quite impressive, to be honest, like for the Mustangs. A little bit of target drop action there, and then down we go. Okay, man. Now we're going to try that out against giant units, of course. Okay, here we go, man, here we go. So I kind of spaced these guys out to kind of get them maximally wrecked, but I also wanted to show off the potential, I guess, of Stealth Cloak at the same time here. These guys, even though they have enhanced range in these melting points, just not able to handle, or not able to target acquire on these guys until it's way too late, and so you kind of get this hidden Phantom Ray crouching, wait a minute, hidden Phantom crouching Ray situation, man, until these guys get to spring their attack, kind of get to nullify big range disadvantages that you have. Very, very cool, man. There's all kinds of ideas that I'm sure are flowing through people's heads right now as to how you use these. For me, I'm thinking of stuff like, more like aggressive unit formations and stuff like that, right? Starting these guys off on like a super front line with a lot of chaff clear, these kind of things, so that they're very, very quickly kind of dipping in and out of Stealth Cloak. Very, very cool and immense giant killing potential, man, with good old burst mode too. Okay, so something else I wanted to test real quick is how these guys actually interact with just target acquisition if they're coming in for a flank on the likes of the back line. And so I've just set up the map here to just be very generic chaff on one side, melting points have stuck around with some anti-air Stangs here that are going to try to target acquire these guys. And for the first test, I just want to make sure that these Stangs aren't going to target these guys as if they were a sandworm, where they kind of run towards the burrowed unit that they can no longer see. Ooh, but they actually do. Okay, so if they kind of know that the Phantom Rays are there, they're not going to just ignore them and start driving off in a random direction. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of important to know. So they are going to target these Phantom Rays as if they're a sandworm, right? They know that the unit is there, so they're going to head towards them. They just can't shoot at them until the stealth field is broken. So that's quite important to know. It does kind of make me wonder, though, how much of a goose chase do you think you could maybe lead the likes of these Mustangs on? Especially if you have, like, I don't know, say maybe like speed enhancement and like speed specialist or something like that. I wonder. Okay, so I went ahead and picked up a copy of Advanced Power System using the Testing Ground tools. And of course, we also have High Mobility pushed as well. And I just wonder, man, can we just do like all kinds of shenanigans with these guys and just mostly outrun the Stangs? Be kind of interesting, man. Okay, cool. Oh. I mean, they continuously are dropping target. What's kind of interesting here is that these Phantom Rays, when they briefly shoot their sticky oil bombs, it looks like they very, very briefly exit their stealth mode for just a second, unless, like, my eyes are playing tricks on me. All up and over here. I mean, I guess we'll get to see just now. Yeah, they do indeed. They actually do indeed very, very briefly, like, kind of like lose their cloaking device when they use the sticky oil bombs, man. Okay. Interesting, man. So, let's head on into the tech selection laboratory and just see what kind of techs these guys are rolling with. So you guys can see all of the options. There it is, the beautiful, beautiful Phantom Ray. I'd like to explore this unit just a little bit more, but I've actually just got like a crap load of stuff I need to catch up on since being sick. So sorry, this is a little bit of a quick crash course on the unit and what it can do. But man, look at the design of this thing. Can I just say, this thing looks absolutely glorious. Love the detail on this, given it's like quite a small unit, really. Also, since getting my new PC, I've been able to appreciate the detail on the units quite a bit more, but okay. Very, very lovely indeed. Alright, man. So the tech options are as follows. Best mode. Might be a little bit of a meme fest. We'll see how this one works out. We've already looked at that. Range enhancement seems to be extremely, extremely good value for money, as it almost always is on these very, very low range units, where you're effectively doubling the unit's range for 300 supply. I think it's crazy, crazy good. The armor enhancement is also a HP increaser. Increases HP by 35%, as well as the regular effect that we've come to know and love from armor. I think, honestly, the armor enhancement, can I see it working out? Can I see it being like super, super valuable here? I don't really know, man. Feels like the answer to Phantom Rays is going to be a similar answer to what you see against Wraith units. Because it's such a short range unit, you're probably looking at more the likes of anti-air marksman to take this thing out. Yeah, that kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? Sticky oil bomb we already looked at as well, and stealth cloak. Just two very, very unique techs for an air unit. Love to hear what you guys think about stealth cloak, by the way. What kind of ideas we're going to see get thrown out there, and what we're going to see people testing on launch day. We also have high explosive ammo, which, I don't know, man. Is that why you're building a Phantom Ray? To increase your goddamn splash damage, decrease attack by 50%? I don't know about all that, man. High explosive ammo, I don't see that being super used on these guys. But then again, I tend to be a high explosive ammo hater on most units that aren't Mustangs. Like it on the good old Stangs, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. As for the energy shield, this is quite interesting. These guys are not super, super squishy. They have 3100 HP per unit, and it's 3 units total, so just under 10,000 HP across a unit of 3, which really isn't bad for a medium-sized unit. For context, Phoenixes have 1400 HP per unit, so Phoenix is quite a bit more fragile, and of course a lower unit count factors into that as well. And so the Phantom Ray is kind of striking something of a little bit of the in-between, you know? Cool unit, man. Very, very nice. I like these guys. I especially like, again, the sticky oil bomb and the stealth cloak and the kind of new strategies that could totally open us up to. But by all means, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, man. Could be very, very interesting to hear. Also, again, apologies for being away for a little while. I'm going to be jumping back on this as quickly as I can, man, and pumping some fresh videos. Yeah, given that things are happening in Mechabellum and I need to keep up, goddammit. Just like me to throw more work onto my plate. Well, is what it is. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you all did enjoy this happy little, if very, very brief, introduction to the Phantom Ray unit. And I'm going to catch all of you all just a tad bit later, man.